Our frontier opening bell looks this way today, Tuesday, the second trading day of the week is the 14th day of the month. We're getting to the half of the month. We've got quite a number of economic, investment, finance, and businesses to talk about. But first, as always, let's get into the marketplace review. The Egyptian stock market will reopen today in Cairo after 2-day Easter holiday, and that started on Sunday as well as on Monday. Tuesday, today, the market will be reopening. The Egyptian market finished off very handsomely, 5.55% on the EGX 30 when it closed for the week on Thursday. So the market's been closed now for a couple of days. We'll see how the EGX will perform today, reopening with the rest of the continent after their own Easter holiday. The Nigerian market saw a massive sell down on MTN Nigeria, down by 2.27% on Monday. Of course, the telco giant will be holding its annual general meeting today, where it will be proposed that shareholders take what's called a scrip dividend rather than cash out of the telco giant. The meeting is scheduled for 11 o'clock Nigerian time. Of course, it's all available, both physical and virtually. You can watch that online. In the meantime, the BRVM fell by 21 basis points, but the Nairobi stock market fell much deeper by 1.63%, below the 110 level. Unbelievable, 109.74, as we saw a very sharp sell-off in the Nairobi securities stock market. And the GSE down by 0.19%. The rest of the emerging markets, the developed markets, were not really so bright as it were across Europe and US yesterday. So the GSE got a bit of that as we saw the dollar strengthening up and dragging oil prices, as it were. And of course, a bit of concerns there about interest rate. How will the US Fed decide next month is everyone's concern, whether it's going to be a mild recession in the United States. But this morning, we've got some good news. China's GDP data for the first quarter of this year was 4.5%. And that's some good news that we expect to lift the risky assets, in particular stocks today, on Tuesday, this day. So keep that in mind. Let's just keep on with the rest of the African continental news. We start as always with East Africa, where sun rises in the east. The Kenyan authorities are looking at about $1.9 billion emergency funding to ease the country's economic distress. In the meantime, Equity Group, which comprises of the Equity Bank, the largest financial services group in East Africa, is raising its stake by $76.7 million in the DRC subsidiary via a buyout of minority shareholders and a cash call as well. Tanzania is likely to overtake Kenya as East Africa's biggest economy in 10 years' time. Hold on, folks, in Nairobi. Don't go to bed. You've got your neighbor coming after you as far as the economy is concerned. And Savannah Cement in Kenya says it's raised about 676 billion shillings in debt to build a clinker plant. Okay, let's look at what's making headlines in West Africa. FSDA's merchant bank in Nigeria is selling about 15 billion in commercial papers of 3 tranches with 3 dated different instruments with different implied yield. You can see that opening that commercial paper or market offering started yesterday. I'll be closing on Thursday. In the meantime, GT Bank, one of the largest commercial banks in Nigeria, says it took about 35 billion naira haircuts on its exposure to Ghana debt after that restructuring or swap was done in Ghana earlier in the year, in the month of February. And UBA Group, Nigeria's one of the Nigeria's most internationally based commercial banks, says the group reported in the first quarter gross earnings of about 47.5%. Interest income came in very handsomely, up 53.4%. Net profit jumped about 30%. Those numbers came in yesterday. The shares of UBA finished on the upside on Monday's trading day, investors buying into those positive numbers. In Burkina Faso, Coris Bank International is looking to pay about 19.2 billion CFA franc as gross dividend in cash to shareholders, while intra-Africa trade is expected to jump 5.74% by the year 2030. And that's according to Wamkele Mene, the Secretary General of the AFCFTA, speaking at the opening of the 4-day AFCFTA Business Forum currently holding in Cape Town, South Africa, until tomorrow, the 19th. Later in the week, I beg your pardon. Let's get on the Southern Africa with South Africa's former tourism minister, Ms. DR Congo, is now been appointed as an interim or an acting chairman of the troubled South African Airlines and a non-executive director. She'll be on seat until the restructuring and bringing new investors deal is being finalized. Zimbabwe is looking to produce about 1,100 megawatts of energy via renewables, while Studios Real Estate, listed on the GSE, says it's flagging about 8% rental growth in the current period. And good news, as Angola became the 21st member state of the Africa Trade Insurance Agency via about $25 million subscription that has been paid in capital to secure that seat on the board of the Africa Trade Insurance Agency, specialized insurance company agency for the entire African continent. And Qatar Energy signed a memorandum of understanding with Namibia to boost the Southern African countries' energy cooperation. All of that is currently on in the news, by the way. Let's check with the Northern Africa. As the IMF Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva, told Egypt to slow down on massive infrastructure. That advice came during the just concluded World Bank IMF spring meetings for 2023 held in Washington, D.C. And on Sunday, Kristalina Georgieva was saying, in effect, that President Al-Sisi's administration needs to slow down a little bit with the construction of the multi-billion dollars New Cairo and a few others that is currently undertaking. But Suez Canal is reporting revenue jump 35% in the first quarter of January to March this year, while 85% of Moroccan households are reporting the worsening living conditions in the first quarter of 2023. In Tunisia, the Societe, the bank, is reporting a consolidated income that was down by about 21% for its full year, January to December 2022. And finally, the World Bank is warning of high level of public debt in Libya. And that's your Frontier Opening Bell this Tuesday. Hope you have a great day, everyone. It's the 18th day of the month. See you next time. And you can watch this show again online. You can go to our website at www.frontierafricareports. Subscribe to our YouTube videos. They are free. And you can follow us on all social media handles. Bye for now.